welcome back to the BIFAs. How has life been since God's Own Country?
Very fun and very lovely, and it's lovely to be back amongst these absolute heroes. So yeah, it's very nice.
How was it presenting to Olivia Colman?
Pretty mad. It's quite weird, isn't it? Yeah. She, I love her, and she's my mum. It's quite weird. She's playing my mum. It's very nice. Yeah, I'm really proud of her and everyone here. They're all incredible. Yeah. It's great.
And what are you working on at the moment? What is next?
Working on The Crown, playing her son. So that's what we're doing at the moment. Yeah. But it's really nice and very lovely to be here and amongst these brilliant people. It's great.
Amazing. Congratulations. How was that?
It was a surprise. Yeah, it's amazing. I wish I didn't say anything. I didn't thank anyone. I should have forgot everything. I was a bit surprised.
I don't think you need to worry too much. So how was this film to make?
Amazing. And I think I said that, but I did feel really sad when it finished. It's just fun, going to work every day and sort of waking up at 5 o'clock but being really excited to wake up at 5 is an odd thing. I loved it, really loved it. And the beautiful part, did I say thank you to Yorgos? I didn't, did I? Fuck. Sorry. Sorry.
So obviously we can't let you go without asking a little bit about what it's like playing the Queen, and so how is that so far?
Well, I'm loving it. Love it. Yeah, it's great. We'll see how I do. You can be the judge of that when it comes out.
Good evening. Welcome to the BIFAs.
Thank you.
Is this your first time here?
It is, actually, yeah.
Okay.
It's great. I've been to the Spirit Awards in the States quite a few times. I guess this is a comparable English event, yeah, or a British event. I've worked so much in independent film over the course of my career that I feel like it's important, not just important, but fun for me to be a part of nights like this, if I can be. So, happened to be here. Someone was lovely enough to invite me, and I, was able to come.
Amazing. So obviously this is British Independent Film Awards. So how do you think British films are perceived over the pond in America?
Oh, for the longest time, the British film, especially, I would say that most British films are considered independent films because they're specifically British because they're financed here, right? So it's the studio system is what makes it not independent, and that's in the States. So all film here is somewhat independent. And I think that British film has had a huge impact on my generation of film actor or maker or whatever in the States because, I don't know, there were just so many great films that came out from England around the time that I was in high school. Films like Trainspotting, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. There's a bunch of nice new voices that had like a major impact on the cinema landscape in the States. And so it's kind of, to me, it's just sort of synonymous with independent filmmaking generally. British film and American independent filmmaking just all thrown together. It's great. It's fantastic.
How was it out there giving the award?
I was thrilled. Yeah, really thrilled. Thrilled to be here. Thrilled to be asked to present such an amazing award. And
And what state do you think British independent film or British film generally is in at the moment?
I think the arts across the board are struggling funding. We've had obviously the coalition government, sorry to get political, we've had the coalition government and then we've had this Tory government, and the cutbacks to the arts is absolutely bonkers, kind of closing down of libraries and, kind of they don't really believe that what we do is important. But if you think about the billions that the British film industry bring to the economy, it's stupid. It's a no-brainer that they don't invest in drama and more grants for students. A lot of people can't even go to film school. So I don't know. I think it's still an industry that needs to improve. We have a huge amount of funding from elsewhere, which is brilliant, and hopefully that will continue.
How are you feeling?
I feel good, man. Yeah, it's great. I can't believe this violent, scary film has been nominated and I've won. It's pretty cool.
The nominees, the group was just insanity. How does it feel to win out of all of those incredible actors?
It just makes me think of everyone I work with and the experience I had working with Jean Stéphane and working with representing Billy and all those amazing Thai cast and crew. So for me, it's a victory for all those people that. A lot of them had never been on a film set before. A lot of people in front of the camera, never, just got out of prison, and it was a motley crew, and we did something special, and it was a special time. So it just makes me think of that.
Oh God, if I could give you a torrent of curse words, I probably would. That's generally how I feel. But my mom, I've already cursed enough on stage. She's gonna bloody kill me, my mom. You're a lady. But I'm just feeling really honoured to even be part of the conversation. And yeah, it's it's just great to be here.
Amazing. All right. So obviously, a very complex character, and one that is beating a very strong category of other actors. How does it feel to be kind of walking away with an award after everything that's gone into it?
I mean, to even just be in a conversation with the other actors is just incredible, to be in the same sentences as Olivia Colman or Liv or, all those people is just so humbling. And they're people that I look up to and go, God, if I could be like them when I grow up, I'd be really happy. And yeah, I mean, I just loved this character from the minute I read it. I just felt this engagement and challenge by this woman who I didn't really realise what was potential yet, and then you just start eking it out and playing around and hoping that you find something human and true in it. So yeah.
So does this then inspire you to push on and take on even tougher roles?
Yeah, I always want to be out of my depth. I want to be discovering aspects of myself that I don't know really exist yet, and and new ways of filmmaking and new ways of telling story, and it's exciting.
Okay, so what is next for you?
I've just started shooting on a film called Misbehaviour, which is about the Miss World competition in 1970, where the first black woman won Miss World, but alongside it the women's liberation movement, the second wave of feminism, had just started up, so they rioted the Albert Hall basically on the night of the final and had caused havoc, so a bit of rough and tumble. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Two films that you're most proud of?
I don't know. I enjoyed doing Notes on a Scandal. I enjoyed it enormously, simply because it's very, very nice. When you've done a film, the last thing you want is to do a film with the same kind of... Have you seen it? It's got hold of my jacket.
Don't let it break your jacket.
You don't want to play the same character again. I'm always saying to my agent, where's this part? Where's the Afghan woman who learns to walk a tightrope and turns into a dragon? Where is this part? Where is it? You long to do something so different, and then so Notes on a Scandal, really, really a good part to play. We had a huge fight in it too, Kate Blanchett and I had to wear a kind of turtle shell underneath my costume at the back because she banged me against the book. It was thrilling. And we had a huge glass of champagne afterwards.
Quite right. Well deserved.
It was lovely.
For so many of the younger generation, you are M from James Bond. That's just who you are.
You should have said that a bit before when you
Yeah, he was too quick. Does that part have a special place in your heart?
Well, it does. It does have a special place. I mean, it was... I, in a way, thought it was a joke when I was asked to do it. My husband, who was alive then, said, "Oh, you've got to do it." He said, "Jude, you've got to do it because I have to live with a Bond woman." And I had the most glorious, really glorious time. And I shall never forget Pierce. That's it's very onerous to play James Bond. And so his first day and my first day were kind of together. So we were both frightened together. And then I had a long time doing it.
And you were way before your time. You were a woman in charge of the whole thing.
I know, I didn't realise that was rather important at the time. But it was thrilling to do. Lovely. And they're a great setup. They're just lovely, Eon. Took care of us all very, very well.
Speaking of the younger generation, you're in the new Artemis Fowl film.
I am.
Yes. What can you tell us about that, and how was that working on the set of that film?
Can I tell you anything about that? Working with my friend. Well, it was Ken Branagh, and I mean, if he asked me to play this bit of black carpet, I'd do it for him. Who would come and do this for 11 weeks in a film? I'd say yes. So he asked me to do Commander Root.
Just one more question, guys. If you could recommend anyone to get a Dame code or sort of, who would you recommend?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, how does it feel to have won your award?
It feels thrilling to win it. And I thought Richard Harris was the most beautiful actor. I'm just very sorry that I never met him, as I said. I'm very sorry that I never met him, but I'm thrilled to have this, and I shall boast a lot about it.
Is it going to go next to your Oscar at home?
It might well. It might be in front.
Thank you so much.
You've been involved in a lot of British films now. What is it that resonates so closely with you, or so strongly with you, in terms of British films?
Well, I mean, I had grown up, loving Monty Python, and I'd always kind of, it had been this kind of fantastical place. I really hadn't been here a lot as a kid, and then I had this opportunity to be in a very English film. I mean, the first time that I came over was in this Michael Winterbottom film that nobody saw, which was also with Rachel Weisz, as it turns out, called I Want You. Maybe now, people will dig out the VHS tape and, slap it in. But, it was an unlikely entree into British movies because it was a very particularly English movie, not the kind of movie that you would go to Hollywood to find an actor for. And I'd only just started my career, and he brought me in. And so it just was such a stroke of luck for me because it opened up this whole, she won? You're kidding me. What a night.
So amazing, isn't it? Just really brilliant.
Absolutely. Well, I think you have more to come, by the way, anyway. It's changed my life. That moment really changed my life. I ended up, given the opportunity to play all these roles from different classes. Nobody knew how to place me within the English class system, which is such an albatross to some people. The minute they open their mouths, you can only play a posh person, or they can only play a working class guy, and nobody could place me that way. So it just was another world that opened up to me, and then I fell in love too, and that's been the sort of defining thing about my life. So.
All right, and what was it about this film that that made you most excited to play it?
Well, this was by far the biggest challenge for me so far as an actor, and I've been I've been a kind of character actor who's always been looking to stretch myself and get as far away from myself as I can. I've always felt comfortable in other people's skins and less so in my own, and this really seemed like the opportunity to explore a world that it was difficult to gain access to and that I knew nothing about, and the idea that I could somehow convince people that I'd lived every day of my life within an insular community like that, and that those set of behaviors and rituals were second nature to me was the greatest challenge I could imagine, and it was also just fascinating getting to know the people that I did for the research that I did. And then on top of it all, I said this in my speech, but my dad passed away last year when I was filming this movie, and it's just I went to work every day with this feeling of purpose because I felt like he was dying, and if I was here doing this damn movie, that I better, do it right.
How do you feel having won now?
I feel really, really good, yeah. I'm just, I'd never written a screenplay before, and I'm not one of those people who kind of reads it aloud and, and acts it out, and so I'd never really, the first time I heard it spoken aloud was when we started rehearsing and all of that, so and at that point I guess I figured it was going to work, but I didn't realize it was going to work that well. So yeah, it's really good. I'm honestly really, really spun out by it. I did not expect, we're up for a few awards. This was not one I expected to win, so it's great. Yeah.
And so with so many other awards, you're up for so many awards tonight. Is this hopefully the start of many, or if you walk away with just one, is that going to be more than you ever imagined?
You never really want to go home empty-handed, I guess, because there's a weird thing at award ceremonies where you feel so amazing, it's so good to be nominated, but if you go home and tell you so I will be absolutely chuffed to bits if we win something else. Because this is obviously more of a kind of individual thing. If there's something which recognises more of the people that were involved with the movie, then that would be amazing as well. But no, I am absolutely chuffed to bits with this. Thanks. Yeah.
And so what is next now?
You mean beyond the bar and then so I'm writing a script with I say I'm writing, he's doing most of the work, a really brilliant British screenwriter called Peter Strawn, and that will be the first thing I've done which is not a true story, so there's no doc elements to it. It's just going to be what the Americans like to call a narrative feature, so that's what's next,
Has presented the Best Newcomer Award to Jessie Buckley, who's a brilliant young actress, and if you don't know her name now, people watching, you will very soon.
So what was it that caught your eye about that film in particular?
Well, I wasn't on the jury. Other people decided, although I might well have voted for her. There were a bunch of brilliant candidates, but it's a very quiet film. There's only a few people on the island. It's mostly centred around her. A lot of it is without dialogue, and she just carries the entire thing, and she takes you through this giant roller coaster of terror and confidence and doubt, and she's got it. Whatever it is that makes people leap out of a screen and draw you into their world, she's got it.
How are you feeling now?
Amazing, yeah, it's such a wonderful honour.
So for those watching this that may not have seen the film yet, what do you think are the main themes of the documentary?
This is a film about my family. 14 years ago, I could barely say my brother's name. He took his own life, and this is a film about trying to heal. It's about a walk from the far north of Scotland back down to London, and my family and me, we went on it and we talked and we remembered and tried to deal with the things that none of us could talk about.
So is this all the more special because of how personal it is?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. You know, Orlando's spent a lot of time working in very hard situations, and there was this hard situation very close to home, and I think that was, it's a very personal, honest story.
I think for us, this award is a way to continue to shine a bright light on the issues at the heart of our film, and right now we're concentrating 100% on spreading the word and getting as many people as possible to see the film in cinemas.
We accepted this on the behalf of Horace Ove, who won the Special Jury Prize tonight.
Yeah.
A trailblazer of a filmmaker, a true pioneer. It's long overdue, and we're very pleased that the jury decided to give him the prize.
Yeah.
He's more than deserving.
I mean, being the first kind of black filmmaker, director in the UK, it's amazing.
Yeah, British filmmaker to make a feature film here. I mean, he was doing it when...
Well, I'm just saying I probably wouldn't be standing here today unless that happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He smashed through taboo. He broke... His film was initially banned for 2 years because it depicted police violence. And, the guys faced true adversity, he pushed through, and like we said in the speech, he's put down the ladder for others of us to climb up. He opened doors for us all, I think. And the industry is incredibly lucky to have had him. And I'm glad we got to honour him.
So, how does it feel to win?
Yeah, really. So we all felt a bit unprepared for the moment, but yeah, just amazing, and yeah, just the cherry on the top really for a really incredible journey with the film.
So did you expect this kind of recognition as you were making it? Did you realise you were making something so special?
Tough one.
I knew it was a special script. When I read it, so I was just really keen to make it when I read Kelly's script. So yeah, I didn't, but obviously no one was expecting this. None of us were, so it was fantastic.
It's a very emotional script, and we cast a brilliant lead actress, so Jennifer B. So she brought it to life, definitely. Yeah.
Great. And so, what is next now?
Wow. Okay. Different things, I think, but I think
we're also talking about something together.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Yeah,
maybe a feature together. Dawn's already been doing well. Dawn works in commercials and music video, but she's doing a lot of television at the moment. So
yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, we'd like to do
another collaboration.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sorry. I was a playwright before coming to film, so I'm still working in theatre as well as writing for film as well. So yeah, kind of keeping my foot in both posts.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time, and enjoy, celebrating. Congratulations. Have a great evening.
I had no idea that I could possibly win this, because they were all the other contenders were really strong films, of course. And given the nature of this film, because it was made in such a small scale, and it's a true story that I made. Voices is about my late mother-in-law, and usually people make jokes about their mother-in-laws, but I made a film about mine. And just to get to this stage, this is a perfect result for me, and I'm so grateful to BIFA for presenting it with me. I don't know how it happened, but I'm glad that it did.
So does this feel different based on the kind of how personal the film was?
I would have been happy if the film had never been seen. And little by little it's been getting some exposure, and it's had some cinema screenings, and the response to online has been phenomenal. People are really, really moved by this film. It really touches people, and I was so fortunate to have Sian Phillips, who's like a veteran actress. She was incredible, and I think it was a lesson for me, because if you want to work with actors, work with really old, experienced actors, because you bring all of that talent, all that experience to your work, and they don't complain as much. They just want to be working. Well, like myself, actually. I'm so pleased. I'm unbelievably happy.
Great.
Anything else you want to ask?
Yeah, so what's next now after this?
Working on a new film at the moment. I'm shooting it in Glasgow. It's called Tilo in Wirklichen Leben. So I'm making it in German in my home city. It's an urban fairy tale based loosely on Grimm's fairy tales and folk stories. So we're very lucky. I've started to shoot and hopefully complete next year. I don't want to give too much away because it's very, very different from Voyages. But what a result, eh? I couldn't have asked for more. Honestly, I couldn't have.
Well,
it's very exciting. It's great. I don't know. Feels good. Feels weird, but feels good.
It's overwhelming and the absolute culmination of all my dreams.
Excellent. So as you were writing, did you envisage such an amazing cast as the ones that you were able to cast in the film?
Oh, I don't think you would only dream of a cast this good. I think it's rare to get such a brilliant cast together, and it's so stunning. I mean, we're just so lucky, really, to have such incredible people.
And in terms of some of those cast, were there any that you were surprised at what they did with your work?
Well, of course, Olivia Colman was quite extraordinary and gave the performance of a lifetime and gave qualities and characteristics to Queen Anne that really nobody could have imagined.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys,
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey